Hello everyone, this is my next iteration of my passion report. To bring you back up to date, my passion report is on fantasy football. This season has been insane to say the least. As I said before, injuries and stuff along those lines has kind of thrown a wrench in a lot of my initial plans. But as I said before as well, there are a couple of the sleepers that I had picked that are performing outstandingly well. I guess kind of the objective of this one is to pull something very specific from my obsession with fantasy football and, just kind of take a small tidbit and elaborate on it a bit. So, for example, I'm actually watching a football game right now. It's one, how dedicated I am, and two, I bought this TV pretty much just for the sake of football. So, for one, you can tell that it borderline obsessive, but I consider it pretty healthy. Anyway, back to the actual season. This last week was pretty intense. In both of my leagues, I'm pretty much right in the middle. I'm about 50-50 in each one, so I kind of need to pick up the pace. But this last week, I challenged the number one person in both the league that I play with some coworkers and the league that I play with my friends. I went into Sunday night. I definitely beat my friends' league. I pretty much beat the first place guy by a good 30 points. So I got really lucky on a couple guys that I picked up. But the other one, my more competitive paid league, it got a little rough because I was actually playing my art director, and when it really came down to it, we each had a player playing Monday night. He had one wide receiver, I had the other wide receiver, and it was absolute nail biter. Not only the game itself, which is a game I never would have watched otherwise, but the two receivers themselves. It was pretty much had identical points throughout the entire game until the end, and the guy actually caught a game-winning pass that ended the game, and because of it, the art director won. So he continues to be undefeated, which is a little unheard of, and kind of sucks considering he won last year in first place, and he's the commissioner of the league. So I don't know. I'm not saying he's do anything behind curtains, but he's been winning a lot. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's been going pretty well. I hope this next week. I don't know. I really need to make some progress if I'm going to make the playoffs. Kind of what's interesting is, unlike the actual NFL playoffs, which don't happen for another 9 weeks or so, the fantasy football playoffs start in about 7 weeks, because you can't have players on your team that aren't in the playoffs, and it really wouldn't be fair to everyone if they couldn't do that. So the actual fantasy football season ends right as the actual football playoffs begin. So time to bunker down. Have a good night, everyone.